one of the things that I found with trying to keep memories for my kids, when my daughter was born, I felt like I was supposed to document her life, but there are so many things as far as, all these calendars and journals that you can take that are like keeping track of, when they got their first tooth, when they started walking, what was their first word, some of those kind of things. And I'm not saying those are bad, but to me, it was just, I was like, I don't know. I don't have time for this to remember, to write all this stuff down and journal it. And then I was like, to me, it kind of felt like, what was the point? Like eventually every child gets their first tooth. Every child starts walking, it's a few months maybe off this way or that. But I was like, I'm not going to go back and look at this. So what's the point of taking the time to write all down? I wanted to think of ways that that were like really, really quick, but also things that were going to be valuable and things that I could go back and look on later. Another way is like just journaling. And, I've done lots of journaling and I thought, I'll just journal their stories. But again, I was like, I don't have time when you're a busy mom to remember to sit down and write all the stories down. And again, I was like, how am I going to go back and use this? Because it's so much work to go through. So one of the ways that I found that I started doing with my daughter when she was about 2 was I just wanted to create a memory book of quotes because I wanted to remember the things that were said, the personality that's coming out, the things that were uniquely hers. So I went out and got this book. This is from Michael's and it was like $10. And then I just went through and got like a white paint and I painted her name on the front of it to make it custom. But then inside, it's been kind of a process. I was almost kind of afraid to start it at first because I felt like if I started it, it had to be perfect. But then I realized, you know what? It's a journey. It's going to get better as it goes. So this was just kind of the first page. As I said, when she was 2 is when I started this. So I did kind of like a little note to her and I did a little drawing that I don't think I'll have time to keep up with. And then I wanted to write her, the very first page is just a letter of kind of why I started this book for her. So the idea with this book is that it's going to be like letters along with quotes. Sometimes as she gets older, it might be conversations more that we've had, things like that. So like, as I said, as I started, I'm not super proud of the first few pages. It was too colorful. I guess I can show you just what was it. So what I was finding when I first started, again, I didn't want to start because I wanted it to be perfect. So I was going for a grid idea and then I was kind of adding in some of these different, but it got way too colorful. And then it wasn't straight enough for me. I didn't have enough boundaries. I went and put in some of the lines after the fact. So as I went, I started to take away some of the color. I started to do where I was doing like the quotes were pink. And then I started to do conversations were more just in the grays so that you could see it. But again, it's getting better. I started to go to where I wanted thinner markers just to be a little bit neater. Yeah, so I'll just show you kind of the last. This was our thankful jar. She had things that she'd written down that she was thankful for. So this is the last page that I was doing. So basically I start with this line first, and then I put the month and I put the year so that I can keep track of when stuff happens. Often these are longer stories. So this is all in black. Sometimes it's like, quote from me, quote from her is like as a conversation. Sometimes it's just a story that I want to write. And then sometimes it's a quote. So a quote I still do in pink, but, and then as I'm going, I'll take a ruler and I'll just put the line straight across to help me give me the structure. I want both the vertical structure to keep me from shifting this way, but then also the horizontal structure to help to keep my stories defined. So I need to do that one with this here yet. But to me, this has been such a treasure because I have just so many quotes that I'll go back through and I'll read this. It's a really easy way for me to go back and just remember things that she said, her personality, and I can just flip through this and it's so easy to read. I'm often find myself laughing because I forgot stuff that she said in there and I'm just, like you forget it so fast. So to write it down like right away, that's the other thing I found with this is that it's so easy to just, it takes like, a few minutes where I just have this sitting out on our hutch and I have like some markers there. And so if she says something, often it's like bedtime especially, I'll just quick go and grab the markers and I'll just write it in like 5 minutes and I got the story. But then it's so easy to keep track of. And then the idea is over time, like I wrote her a letter for her 5th birthday. So there'll be kind of, things like that I want to add into it. So we'll see kind of how the journey goes. My hope is it's pretty thick. So my hope is that it kind of lasts as far as her growing up, that she can have this. And then I also made one for our son as well. Again, like I put his name on there. I wanted to do the same colors, the black and the white. And for him right now, I don't have a lot. I have our announcement picture that I did. You could put ultrasound photos in here. There's his ultrasound. I have my first letter before he was born, and we didn't know if he was going to be a boy or a girl, who he was. And then I just have little letters so far in his that I've written just as like his personality and who he is. But then eventually he's 1 now. So once he starts getting some more words, then I'll start writing kind of his words and his sayings and quotes and stuff like that. So these to me have been fantastic. It's kind of a more simplified journal, I guess you would say. But like I said, I can go back and I can read through these. We often will pass them around at birthdays so people can kind of see, especially like grandparents and aunties and uncles and stuff. They can kind of see those personalities and things that they said. There's just a lot of really, really cute stuff that's said, and just seeing how their minds process things. If you like these, again, I'm trying to make these quick on a Saturday afternoon while my husband watches the kids. So if you like these, let me know, and just that encouragement. And if you really like them, consider subscribing. Yeah. Thanks for watching.